Okay, so we are picking up lesson 4-2, final day, example 3B. We did A yesterday, so now the goal is, can we remember what we're doing to be able to do B today? I should have done that sooner. Does that cut down a little bit on the glare? If you look back at A that I have showing there, if you recall what we did at all, we were trying to graph these, and like the previous problems that we've graphed, we start off trying to find the axis of symmetry and the vertex. So we're going to do that same plan again, axis of symmetry and vertex. We've done that in every single problem in this lesson. Okay, so in order to find axis of symmetry, what would be helpful to know about this equation? ABCs, yes? Whether you write them down or whether you just think them through, let's know our ABCs. So my A is negative 2 because it's negative 2x squared. B is 2 for 2x. And C is negative 5. Okay. First thing we use that ABC for is to find the axis of symmetry. What's my axis of symmetry formula? Okay, so we went through this multiple times yesterday. X equals negative b over 2a. So in this case, negative b is going to be negative 2 over 2a. 2 times negative 2 is, or 2 times negative 2 on the bottom, I should say. So now I have negative 2 over negative 4. What do you know about negative 2 over negative 4? Negative divided by negative is a positive, and 2/4 reduces to be 1/2. So we just found our axis of symmetry to be x equals 1/2. Okay. What do I do with that axis of symmetry? Okay. So it is the first half of the vertex. So next step is to find the vertex. What I know right now is that my vertex is 1/2 comma something. And again, that is because that was my axis of symmetry. So now, how do I find that second piece of the vertex? Plug it in. When we say plug it in, we're plugging the 1/2 back into your original standard form. Now, I've been told in Math Excel there are some that you have to work with fractions. Or at least I had one person have that happening yesterday. 1/2, you technically could go decimal if you wanted. You could stay fraction. I'm going to stay fraction with this one. There's nothing wrong if you go decimal because since it's a nice, neat 0.5, that will work. But I want to practice with using fractions a little bit. So y equals negative 2. What was the rest of it? Negative 2 times 1/2 squared plus 2 times 1/2 minus 5. Okay. What do we know about 1/2 squared? 1/2 times 1/2. So 1/2 times 1/2, which means on top, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 squared is 1/4. And then we're multiplying by negative 2. How do you multiply by negative 2? We put it over 1. What does negative 2 over 1 times 1 over 4 work out to be? Multiply across negative 2/4, which can be reduced to be negative 1/2. Okay. Plus, what about 2 times 1/2? 1, because half of 2 is 1, or if you need it, 2 over 1. 2 is a fraction, is 2 over 1. 2 times 1 over 1 times 2. 2 over 2, which reduces to 1. And then we have a minus 5. I don't know about you guys. Me personally, I'd worry about the whole numbers for the fraction at the end. Although I guess it's not bad either way. If I look at this and say, what's 1 minus 5? Negative 4. What's a negative half plus a negative 4? Negative 4 and a half, because when you add two negatives, you add them and keep the sign, right? So I could say negative 4 and a half. And I'm fine with negative 4 and a half. Math Excel, however, is probably going to force you to go improper on it. That's my guess. So, unless they let you use a decimal. Because they definitely won't let mixed numbers. So, negative 4 and a half, remember, you guys remember how to convert? 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 makes it 9. So this is negative 9 over 2. For me, I don't care if you say negative 4 and a half, negative 4.5, negative 9 halves. They're all equivalent. Okay? You do have to make Math Excel happy for homework, though. Where does this go?
Why?
Yeah, this is the second part of my vertex. For graphing purposes, I'm actually going to write negative 4 and a half. Because we're getting ready to graph that, and that's going to make the most sense graphing. Yeah. So we know our axis of symmetry. That invisible dotted line in the middle, right? We know our vertex. So that either low or high point on the parabola. Okay. Those of you that did this yesterday with me, remember we have to have one other point. What was the easy way to get one other point? Okay. What is this C? Yeah. My C value is also the same as my y-intercept. So if C is negative 5 here, that would be because if you put 0 in for x, 0, 0, minus 5, C is negative 5, that is always my y-intercept. And so you really don't even have to do math there to just know that the y-intercept is 0, negative 5. That y-intercept is a point on one side of your axis of symmetry. How do you get a point on the other side of the axis of symmetry? You're going to reflect it, flip it over, reverse it, whatever vocabulary you're using. I get it. Okay. So, excuse me, after we graph that, we will reflect across our axis of symmetry. Okay, so hopefully you get what you need there, and hopefully you left room for a graph. Obviously, since my y-intercept and vertex are down the negatives, you have to have room to go down. Just saying there. Okay. I did make sure that I can go 5 down. I went like 2 or 3 left each way. What's the first thing we found that we can graph? Nope. Go back to the first thing. Axis of symmetry. How do I draw an axis of symmetry? X equals 1/2. Okay, we're going to go right a half, which, okay, it's half a unit. It's not the most fun or the prettiest, but we're going to go right a half and draw a dotted line. That's how you represent x equals 1/2. Where's my vertex? So 1/2 negative 4.5 means we go right a half, so that puts us on our axis of symmetry, and now we're going to go down 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. The main reason for this purpose I left it as negative 4.5 and didn't put negative 9/2, because you guys know better where 4.5 is than 9/2 is. Okay. The last piece of information I found is my y-intercept. Where's my y-intercept? 0, negative 5. So that means on my y-axis I'm going to go down 5. Okay, it's close to my vertex, which that makes sense because it's only half away. Now, this 0, negative 5, where is it in relation to my axis of symmetry? It's to the left of my axis of symmetry. So I need a corresponding point that is to the right of the axis of symmetry. Does that make sense? So since this point is half a unit left of my axis of symmetry, I need a similar point that is half a unit right. Is my vertex still set up to be my vertex? Yeah, the axis of symmetry and that vertex should still be your centering point. Where's my parabola going? It's opening down. Does that make sense? My A value was negative. Since my A value was negative, my parabola should open down. If I all of a sudden had a parabola opening up right here, we'd have to go back and figure out what went wrong. Okay? Questions on that one? I know for some of you it may be your first graph if you missed class yesterday, but you can have time during work time to go back and finish the other one too. On the word problems on the next page, they're very much the same. I was just going to take time to do one because I know this has been a long lesson. For whatever reason, it looks like in these notes I have B done. I'm not sure it matters. They're going to work out similarly. But let's go down and do B. So what is step 1 in a word problem? Did anyone say what I was looking for? I'm not sure if you did or not. What's step 1 in a word problem? Have you read it? Okay. Okay. So step 1 is not, ugh, it's words. I quit. I'm done. I can't do it. No, that's not step 1. That's what many of you treat as step 1. Okay, so step 1 is we read it. We read it as many times as we need to, which is very possibly more than once. Okay. That bridge in China is the oldest known arch bridge. You can model the support arch with the function y equals, and there's a bunch of decimals. Notice there's an x squared and an extra, where x and y are measured in feet. What is the height of the bridge using the arch above the water? Okay, so we've got a bridge, yes, and it's an arch bridge. Do you know what they mean by arch bridge? Yeah, the support is an arch, right? Okay. That arch, what shape is that arch, guys? It's a parabola, yes? We're talking about an upside down parabola. That's an arch. That's also an upside down parabola. Okay. It says, what is the height of the bridge using the arch above the water? So down here, of course, you have, there's my water, my river, my whatever we're going over. I don't like that very well. Okay. Now, the height of the bridge, what's at the top of that arch? Well, that is going to be the road or whatever's on top of this bridge, right? Probably a road. How are we going to find the height of the bridge? In other words, where is the height here? I want to find the height of this bridge. The height of the arch above the water. Any thoughts on how I can find the height? Do what we've been doing? Find the maximum. My vertex, because this parabola is upside down, my vertex is a max, yes? How high is my bridge going to be? That maximum value. We've been finding maximum values, yes? This is what it is. Okay, so what do we have to do to get to that maximum value? Start by finding, what have we done every single problem in this lesson? Axis of symmetry. Okay, axis of symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a. What's b? Okay, right here, yes? B is that lovely, we're going to do the opposite, so negative 0.131148 over 2 times A. What's A? Negative 0.001075. Because B is in front of X, A is in front of X squared. Calculator problem, you would think? No one said it was going to be pretty, you know. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and do the 2 times on the bottom. 2 times negative 0.001075. Negative 0.00215. I still on top have negative 0.131148. Can you divide that? Oof, you guys can't see mine. Sorry, there it was. So now, it's a negative divided by negative, so I know that's going to be a positive. 0.131148 divided by 0.0215. Did you get an answer similar to mine if you did it? Okay, I've got 60.9990697. What is that approximately? 61. Okay, and going forward on this, I did use 61. Okay, I did not continue with that lovely decimal because even if you round it to like 2 decimal places, it's still going to round up to 61. Is that my max value? No, that's my h. That's my x value. I need my y value, my height. So, now we find the vertex. What do we know about the vertex? 61, comma, something. How do I find the something? Plug the 61 into that lovely equation. And this is where we are thankful it's a you're allowed calculators. Okay, so the equation from above, negative 0.001075 times 61 squared plus 0.131148 times 61. Guys, you can plug that all in at once on your calculator if you want. Negative 0.001075 times 61. And guys, to do squared, you can just type in this x squared button here. Plus 0.131148 times 61. 3.99993. What is that? 4. That's 4. Okay. Okay? So my vertex is 61.4. And what's the answer to my question? 4 feet, right? Because right here was our vertex, and our vertex was 61.4. So that means over 61 and up 4. So answer to the problem, 4 feet. Okay, the rest of the period is yours. Catching up on missing notes. Working on lesson 4.2 in Math Excel, which is due tomorrow. Okay. It'll be into the period. No.